All right, so that being said, we also have to consider these things. We want to make sure, and this is where it makes writing a training plan enormously complex and something that I'll never be done doing. If I give this same talk with the same title a year from now, it's probably going to be slightly different in some substantial way, simply because I'll have learned something. And so, as a result, but that being said, we have to be able to account for the musculoskeletal development of the athlete. Something I've learned to appreciate over time is we need to make sure the kids are strong enough to handle the training loads we want them to handle, and that's a different equation for a freshman than it is for a senior, and so we have to devise a way to meet all of their needs. Obviously, aerobic development is an issue during the season and over a career. And we want a senior to be able to advance herself in the same way that a new freshman is doing, using the same sort of workout structure, and that's a challenge. Anaerobic development, biomechanical development, psychological development, all of these things are parts of what we want to make sure that we account for in every single practice session, every single microcycle, every single mesocycle, and so on and so forth. All within that, we want to make sure we build a culture that breeds selfless teammates. We want to make sure that the structures that we put together with every workout is self-perpetuating, basically. When you do this, when you can build and tend to a culture that breeds selfless teammates, generally speaking, it makes everybody better. And so it tends to help the musculoskeletal development of the athlete and the aerobic development of the athlete when everybody's out there having fun together and getting better together. And that's the bottom part. Training must facilitate a desire to want to do it every day. I mean, we need to keep in mind the countercultural nature of what we're doing. When we're devising training plans, what we're really doing is devising what is a punishment in every other lesser sport. And so as a result, that is what, as soccer players. My son comes home from soccer practice on a regular basis and says, yeah, we screwed up, so we had to run today. And that is an ethic that is really common. And so our training plan has to be written with an eye to that, especially with the younger athletes. That is where they've come from. They've come from an idea that running is a punishment and therefore a bad thing. It's something that they get to do, not something they have to do, and our training plan should reflect that.